Okay, study techniques. Study the topics that you get wrong. That is the way to maximizing your efficiency. Obviously, sometimes as we start to get lots of stuff right, we need to go and search for new topics to make sure we cover a broad range of topics. But initially, just keep studying the things that you're getting wrong until you've learnt all that. Then you can go in search of broader information. The other thing is this. Before you study, you want to rapidly skim read. Now, I've covered that. I've covered some of this other stuff, but stick with me because there's some good stuff towards the end of this, okay? You always want to say it out loud. You always want to skim read and get that background information, which I've covered previously. You always need to change the information from what you're reading and what thought into speech, into writing, into something, okay, into summaries, etc. Always do something with the information. Now, the other thing is this, be very active when you're studying. Okay, you notice I move my hands when I speak. I grab out models. I write. Now, I don't have ADHD or anything like that. I do it because that helps you learn. Okay, just watching my hands move helps you learn. That just drove home a key point. You can do that to yourself as you study. Be very active. Don't just sit there and passively read. That is the worst way in the world to study. Okay, when you're reading something and you find it and you go, oh, good point. Okay, point at it, go, good point. Read it, say it out loud, say it out loud. Think, okay, how could I explain that to someone? How could they ask me a question? They could ask me da 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 da. Oh, how could I explain that with my model? Right, okay, I could do this, that and the other. Do something and get very, very active with your study techniques. If you can combine vision, you know, close your eyes and picture and think, right, okay, you know, and try and picture it. Or if you can't do that, then what you want to do is you want to grab out your model and think, right, okay, well, I can visualize that with my model by doing this, okay? And by the way, you can get these for Kmart. You can get about 6 of them for $6, right? Put one in your car, put one in your study desk, take one to work, you know, put them everywhere so that every time you want to drill home a key concept, you can pick it up. And even when you're bored, have one in your pocket and pull it out and demonstrate to yourself things, you know, like best climb versus best climb angle versus best climb, you know, descent into a headwind, okay, versus descent with no wind, okay, and all those concepts and things. Now, preferably do several study methods. Now, you need to understand this. The more cycles you do of exam study, the better your long-term memory. Okay, there's research to show that. However, this is what I'm saying down the bottom of this slide. On exam day, it's slightly different. Short-term memory is actually just beneficial from studying. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go near the practice exams. What it means is you don't waste, say, 2 hours going through a 60-mark exam twice. What you would do instead is you might go, right, I might quickly look for those 5 questions I was getting wrong. I'll do those. Then what you do, press quiz summary, press review questions, up they all pop. Now use that to study. Just skim read. Say it out loud. Okay, grab your question, grab your thing, your answer. Say it out loud, rip out your model, okay? But on the day of your actual exam, you don't want to be wasting lots of time doing practice exams. You still use the practice exams, but use them to study. We don't want cycles of exam, study, exam. We want them in the lead up, but on the day of the exam, we just want active study.